Hi, my name is Sean. That's my esteemed co-host or regular host. I'll be
Hello.
the. I always say it. How embarrassing of me. That's my host, Jesse, and my good friend. Holy shit, this is a terrible start. But I'm so glad you're here because it's PokéMalarkey, episode 15, and I didn't write it down, but I think you mentioned it last time and I remember it. It's the battle aboard the Saint Anne, or something very similar to that.
God, you're killing me. It's not hard. It's just like 5 words you have to remember each time.
But did I get it right this time?
You did. You did.
Yes! I did it.
I had to
Welcome.
race back here. I lost track of time.
I I appreciate you mixing your drink on air. That shows that we're authentic. You know, we're real people. Nobody's mixing our
Guys,
drinks for
I
us.
I really am. This is who I am. It's
This,
just
to be fair,
God
it is
knows.
Thursday,
God
which is very close to Friday.
Well, this is my Friday, so
Oh, no kidding.
yeah.
Excellent. You going to? Are you going to family tomorrow? Or are you making a trip to? I might be
No,
mixing up weekends.
it is my anniversary with my gay boyfriend. We're having
Congratulations.
a gay anniversary, and we're just going to an Airbnb in Kansas City because it's
Okay.
just a change of pace for 2 days
Okay.
because we can't really do a vacation this year, so at least we can do this. It'll be
Congratulations.
nice.
I
Thank
feel like you
you.
you deserve a word for gay anniversary. Unless you don't want a word, that might I might be ostracizing you. That's my
I
intention.
I
But
prefer that. I prefer to be separated from you people as
then,
much as possible.
just the
You're
other
weird.
day,
You're bizarre. I just don't like it.
just the other day, I was telling Jesse that my wife was on Hulu, and I could just create another Hulu profile, but instead I get mad, and so I don't watch MHA because she's watching The Amazing Race or something. So I go to Netflix and I see what's there, and I started watching Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? I was like, Jesse, I have to ask you because I think this show just appeals to the lowest form of straight male fan service, and I need you to tell me that it's
But
okay that I watch
I
this.
know I know gay people who watch that show, so it's not just.
There's a lot of anime
However, I know
tropes.
why you're watching it.
There's a lot of anime tropes. I like a good high fantasy fairy tale, Jesse, and
Sure,
boobs.
sure, sure. I don't disbelieve you about boobs.
That's fair. I also do like high fantasy. That's no joke. I literally have a Harry Potter castle back there, and there's 3 dragons under my TV right now. Pretty big high
Well,
fantasy nerd.
and at least How to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon is hopefully not written by a turf. So
I don't know.
at least,
I have no idea what that. You're not speaking my language anymore, but it's entertaining, and I burned through it, and I liked it. And then I won't tell anybody else that I watched it. I won't tell my wife because she'll be like, "Oh, that sounds fun." I'm like, "You won't be for you."
yeah, maybe you should keep that one to yourself.
I will. I will. She
I don't
thought
know how.
she
I
watched
don't
a
know how.
little of Kill La Kill, and she thought that was kind of funny
Oh
though.
God.
Oh no,
Oh,
you wasted the drink. You wasted it.
I know. I hate that. That's a crime.
We, while we're busy spilling drinks and watching shameful anime, it's not shameful. Don't be ashamed. We also have a tremendous episode of Pokemon to talk about, and it's episode 15. It's Battle Aboard the St. Anne. After you wipe the drink up off yourself, do you want to tell us about it?
Why don't you try to summarize it? Let's see how you do.
Oh,
I'm kidding. I don't
Jesus.
want you to
No,
do
you
that.
know what? Yeah, I'll take you on this challenge if you want me to.
Give it a shot. Let's try. Let's see. Let's see.
Sure. So Ash and his friends are given these sketchy tickets by this totally strange couple that we don't recognize at all to hop aboard. This they are not in it's not anyone in disguise that we know. It's an innocent couple, and they give Ash and the gang these tickets to get aboard the Saint Anne. I don't remember what else they do. They lure him. They're like, "Hey, there's lots of great Pokemon trainers and stuff like that on there." So they get on the Saint Anne. They're just like, "All right, we're just kids on a cruise ship. This what could possibly go wrong?" They get to this floor where people are battling, and this guy's got Eradicate, and that Eradicate beats something else, I think, out of like bites a Starmie and breaks the little Starmie jewel or something like that. So Ash gets in there and he throws his Butterfree in, and his Butterfree is clearly going Joe Biden on that Donald Trump Eradicate, and then the other trainer's like, let's call it a draw, and his Eradicate was definitely gonna lose. And then later on in the episode, I totally skip. I can't skip the James part. I can't skip that happens in this segment of time. James, being the poor schmo he is swindled by this person who sells him a magic carp for like $300. he pyramid schemes it on me. He's like, I'm going to give you this Magikarp for $300. It's going to have 100 baby Magikarp. And then those are all going to have 100 baby Magikarp or something like that. And then it evolves into the great and powerful Gyarados. It is the king of the carp. And so Jesse spends all their money on it, and it doesn't really have much impact on the episode other than that they're now broke because he spent forward off of their paycheck, which God knows how they get a paycheck in the first place. I have no idea. So then we zoom back to Ash and the gang, this rich southern gentleman and his stupid Raticate. He's like, when people like each other's Pokemon, they trade one another. And so Ash is just like, okay, I guess. This is the first Pokemon I ever caught, and then I evolved it twice, but I guess I'll trade it for your goddamn
Sanders, don't
rat.
take my Butterfree.
It's Colonel. Please let me have your Butterfree. And then and so Ash just like makes this trade. I don't know if he feels like it's a social paradigm. Like if he doesn't do it, that's the equivalent of not returning a high five in pre-2020 times or something. I don't know, but Ash does it. He trades his beloved, useful, highest evolution Butterfree for admittedly a Pokemon that knows Hyper Fang in the game and is kind of useful, but it really pissed me off here because why? Ash, your Pokemon won. It was better. He trades it. Shipwrecks. I don't remember into what. Can you help me out here? It crashes into something Titanic style, and I don't remember what it is.
It doesn't. It's just a storm.
Just a storm sinks it? That's
it doesn't sink it. It just capsizes.
It sinks it in the next episode.
Like the Poseidon adventure.
Poseidon. For the record, I actually have I don't want to say legitimate phobia because it's not legitimate. I have a phobia of large bodies of water and capsizing ships, and I won't watch the Poseidon Adventure or the Titanic Solve Nightmares until I die, which will be shortly after.
Fun fact, I have been on one cruise, and on the last day of the cruise, we couldn't go to our last destination because the weather was stormy. And I was fine. I was fine all day. I was fine during dinner when the tables were moving and like glasses were falling over. I was fine. I was like, it's fine.
Nope.
But at nighttime, that was a different story because in bed, you can feel how much you're going up and down. And I did not sleep at all. I kept getting up to walk around and I kept saying, well, how's the crew reacting? And they were all fine. Like they had seen it before, but I wasn't. And I was just paralyzed with fear.
I am paralyzed here.
All night.
When I tell people through Heather's work, there was an opportunity that if 2020 hadn't been a bitch, that we would have gone on a cruise with her work or through her work. And people are like, oh, Sean, yeah, this is going to be great. You've never been on a cruise before. And it's like, no, I haven't been on a cruise before on purpose. And they're like, just take some ranitidine and you won't throw up. It's like, no, I don't throw up. All that stuff just stays in here and it just churns in there. And I just have a panic attack and then I die, even when everything is fine, because that's just who I am. I hate it.
But at least you can do this the entire time. I was so drunk.
But you can do that on resorts. That's what, like, I've gone to an all-you-can, what do you call it? Just an all-you-can everything resort with all-inclusive. All-inclusive, that's what I'm looking for. And I drank Modelo Negros. This is actually a beautiful segue. I drank more Modelo Negros at that all-inclusive resort than I have drank in the rest of my life combined. And I love Modelo Negros. We're not. It's I'm adding diversity to our podcast.
Too bad, because then we'd at least make money.
Nobody's going to pay us to cuss and poke holes in the Pokemon TV show.
No one.
Nobody's going to do it, but we hope you enjoy it enough that it makes us feel good anyway. Long story short, this episode scares the fuck out of me. So anyway, while the boat is basically sinking, Ash is like, you know what? Before we die, I kind of want my Butterfree back. Listen.
You're right.
It's all over for me, but I want to go down with I love my Butterfree so much that I want it to die with me and then Raticate to live. So I'm going to go trade this guy back. And the Southern gentleman's like, well, I suppose if you were going to die, we're going to die this way. Or I don't remember how they say it, but they swap back. And really what it is it's one of those hydraulic bank tubes that like sucks the things up into the bank and it swaps the Pokemon. That's all there is to it. Question. If Pokemon go to the bottom of the sea, do the Pokemon die, or are they just trapped in there for an eternity?
Well, you'd run out of oxygen eventually.
But do they need oxygen in the Pokeballs?
I
think that they just suffer in their tortured for eternity, for infinity
Oh,
time.
I feel like they would be malnourished and die of starvation.
Do you get malnourished if you're in the Pokeball? Because I don't think you're expending energy in there.
No, I feel like you would. You still have to eat. They still have to let their Pokemon out to eat.
Do they?
Yes, they let them out all the time to eat, Sean.
Do they?
Yes,
Is Ash a piece of
Pokemon
shit?
have to eat.
I don't. I don't know. I
They
would.
do.
I wish.
However, I will relent and say that clearly either they don't need oxygen or there is some kind of like system going on in the Pokeball. But as we've discussed before, the Pokeball defies all laws of physics.
It does.
So
Long
why
story
not
short,
all laws of biology? I don't know.
all these Pokemon that are gonna sink are gonna die either slow, painful deaths or extremely slow, extremely painful deaths. One or the other. It's gonna
Sean,
happen.
you missed one of the big plot points, and this is why Sean doesn't do the summary.
This is because I get derailed on the idea that this is a horrifying episode that I love / hate. Tell me what I missed. I think that's all I've got in my memory bank for
The
this.
whole cruise ship is a trap.
Oh, you're right. Well, I alluded to it at the beginning. I alluded.
Well, alluded.
Alluded.
But it's not just Jesse and James. It's the whole syndicate. They're all there, ready to. Okay, I confess, I was not my most mature when I had to listen to Jesse and Meowth say, "Suck it all, suck them all, suck them all."
They do not want you to be your most mature when they say that.
I was not at my most mature when that happened, but it's very effective. Oh my God, Team Rocket's sitting there with those little vacuum packs, and they're just.
And it's actually working. It's astounding.
And it makes sense. Also, however, plot hole, because the Pokemon trainers go, well, we can fight back. But if you throw your Pokeball, wouldn't it get
sucked all? It would get all sucked.
All.
Sorry, I almost made a choking noise, but it's too far. It was too far.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that. You've never been there that I know of. Oh, we're gonna get real.
Well, it doesn't have to be. It could go the other. I can still hear the noise. You know what? To change the subject.
We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this later, Jonathan. Anyway, it's a whole Team Rocket thing, and this is Sean. I thought about this today, and I couldn't remember. This is the first time we actually see and hear from Giovanni, isn't it? I think so.
Do we hear like dark silhouette TV interview Giovanni in previous episodes? Do we see Persian in previous episodes?
I don't remember though. I feel like because this is the episode where Meowth, has the dream about encountering he has the memory about encountering the boss's Persian and being like, "Boss, don't you love me anymore?" I feel like this is the first time we've seen him. And if I'm wrong, fans of the show, correct us. But I feel like this is the first time we actually get any like substantive version of Giovanni. I think so.
I cannot dispute that because I do not remember, but take that as support. I don't remember any other point where we see Giovanni as a big scary.
This is the time where Team Rocket is nearly effective, and it's because it's not just Jesse and James.
It's because it's anyone but Jesse and James, but they got him on the boat. Turns out, I know you're surprised. It was Jesse and James got him on the boat. M. Night Shyamalan twist there. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
As two schoolgirls.
I forgot.
One of the earliest times that James cross dresses because he is the beautiful gay that he is.
One of the first, definitely not the last. And
not the last.
His little ooh voice, his little cheerleader ooh voice just cracks me up so much.
He is so fey.
Now he did dress as a cheerleader in the previous episode, but I don't know if it was a decidedly female cheerleader. I don't remember.
No, they're both like male looking, and that leather.
The male leader look.
They're wearing leather for some reason, and they look bizarre.
Oh, it's almost like a band outfit, almost more than anything. Okay,
it's so strange. But this one, it's clear they're definitely schoolgirls, and they like obviously the creators of Pokemon make James so queerly coded, which is his whole. If you know anything about anime, that decision is rife with all kinds of nonsense, but it's fun to enjoy without thinking about it too much. But James, let's let's go down. Let's think about this episode as maybe the episode that has the most amount of bad choices contained within a 30-minute segment.
That's fair.
Because not only do we get Ash, trading his Butterfree that he immediately regrets.
The first Pokemon he ever caught.
We get we get James spending not only his advance, but Jesse's advance to buy into this pyramid scheme because Magikarp lays 1,000 eggs every time it lays an egg. It's insane.
A fish based on a human fish that literally eats shit. It eats shit.
It's so rare. Even the ball is gold. And
I forgot about that.
Just gold plated.
It's gold plated.
And he didn't only buy the Pokemon. He bought all the stuff the guy told him to.
The accessories. He bought the full package.
He bought the full package.
Yeah, so that was bad. 3, they sailed right into a storm just to give Sean nightmares. Bad decision number 3.
Best joke in the entire episode is when the concerned denizens of the SSN, they go to the captain, and the captain's like, nothing to be worried about. I'm just going to test out the lifeboat.
I forgot that shit. It's amazing.
And everyone, of course, because when you hear the captain go, I'm just going to test out the lifeboat, why wouldn't you freak out and panic?
Okay, but I don't understand the captain's decision. Let's chalk that one up to a bad decision. Because if you're in a lifeboat, I don't know how fast you're going. But if I'm in a storm, I'd rather be in the big boat going the other direction.
You would. Correct.
Go ahead, captain, and go march your drunk ass. That's the game, I know. March your hungover ass to the ship and just turn the wheel the other way and speed up.
Well, clearly that's how he is here too. Because if his first solution is not to get out of the storm, but to go to the lifeboat
in the bigger, faster boat, you drunk bastard. Good Lord. Okay, so I will concede to you that I missed 40% of the important parts of the episode.
But you did good. You did good for you.
Oh, stop it. Thank you.
A person who doesn't remember the episode's title every week.
Attention to detail, not my strongest suit. Not going to lie to you.
But we had that beautiful montage, even if it was ridiculous, of all of these trainers having the exact same Pokemon, doing pyramids, like cheerleader pyramids to fight off Team Rocket, which is insane. But also, I thought I noticed this episode that the actor who plays Ash, the female who voices prepubescent Ash Ketchum, she says Charmander instead of no, she goes, what is it? It's
Charmander or something like that?
Yeah, Charmander. It's very bizarre. It's British. It sounds British to me.
Oi, Charmander.
Instead of Charmander. I noticed it today and it really threw me off. I was like, what? Who?
I bet that lady's voice hurts after voicing Ash. I bet her throat is all scratchy after she does Ash's voice.
You remember what it was like to go through the change.
I do. I mean, I do. My teacher called it. I still like this teacher this day. She called it out in class one time. She's like, "Oh, your voice cracking up there a little bit, Sean." I just wanted to be like, "You fuck off."
Oh my God.
Sorry, you fuck off.
Don't do that to me. I know. I'm already aware that my body is changing. Don't point it out.
I'm pretty much with it all the damn time. I get it. But for what it's worth, that teacher, in hindsight, had a tremendous sense of humor, and I can kind of appreciate it now. It's good to bring teenage boys knock their confidence down a peg, because I had too much. Probably too much.
No. That's the worst time in anyone's life. It's so confusing.
It's a weird time for everyone.
No wonder Ash is always fucked up.
Because he's following Brock around, first of all. There's problem A, is being in puberty and following Brock. Maybe that's the only problem. But anyways.
By the way, I went on this scavenger hunt today because I said to myself, how old is Team Rocket? And I got conflicting responses.
16 and 17 ish.
Well, see, that's what I saw on one official website, and then on another Pokemon affiliated website said they were in their 20s.
I'm
So
going to choose to believe that they are teenagers because they are stupid.
no, I want them to be in their 20s.
Do you?
I
Okay.
do.
Well, that's fine. What's the rationale? Just curious. Why do you want them to be in their 20s?
I'm not going to answer that.
Fair. Let's.
I was very puzzled by that though. I went down multiple avenues because I thought to myself like, as a child, James is very attracted to me. He's so handsome, and I thought to myself today, I was like, how old is he? Because I never looked it up, and I found myself thinking, because my first instinct was 15, 16, 17, just like you just said, and one of the websites I looked at today said the same thing, and but then I thought to myself, what 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 respectable crime organization lets teenagers into their ranks?
Stupid teenagers. Not regular teenagers, but like Training Wheel James. What's his name? Mr. Jim.
No,
I forget his name.
They're not good.
They're not. But bless their hearts. On the opposite spectrum, I never found Jessie very attractive because she kind of just annoys me.
Fair.
In the way that she's supposed to, as the villain, she does what she is intending. I just tried to make up a word. Jesse, we've already been talking for 22 minutes, but we need to save some time.
Wow.
We need time flies when you're thinking about sinking boats. Let's talk about the game a little bit first, and then save plenty of time for some crazy manga.
So in the game, the ship never leaves port until you get off of it. You only go about the ship in port, and as soon as you get off, then the ship pulls out of harbor. But before then, you're just wandering around while the ship is docked, which is not as fun, but it makes sense because
I mean, it makes sense
how
in
are
the
they going to
logic
get your
of the
character
game.
back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose, like, after you talk to the captain, like, you spend however much time on there, and then after you talk to the captain, it's like, oh, well, we're back, and you just didn't see anything.
Because
But
you have to go back to the gym, as we said last week. They are tied together. You in the game, you can't do one without the other. You need them both, which the anime is very different.
and the ship is not affiliated with Team Rocket, so there's that part too. You get the tickets from the Pokemon fan club, dude.
Correct.
And then at the end of the ship, you fight. There's multiple layers, and it takes a minute to make sure you fight every single battle. Some of the NPCs have semi-valuable information, so you spend a lot of time looking. And then you get to the drunk mofo captain who's seasick, the seasick sea captain, and he teaches you cut, which I now am starting to think that's kind of ironic that he's sick and he's like, here's how you cut stuff with a sharp thing, but teaches you cut. So now you can go back. Tying into what we said last episode, not only can you get to the gym, but if you get over to the Diglett Cave, and you can kind of get back up to the beginning, and then you can go from the beginning and start cutting down all these trees and shit. Yep. Because to hell with the environment, per Ash Ketchum in this post-war Pokemon apocalyptic world.
One or two trees, it's fine.
It's a few trees. So it is a nice sort of neat, like this is your training wheel circle of Pokemon. And you go back to the beginning, you're armed with cut, you get lots of new stuff, new abilities, and the world kind of opens up to you.
That's a good point. It does, really. You need cut to be able to do a lot of things.
You do. All of the good stuff, really, if we're being honest. You can't have fun without cutting stuff, kids. That sounds horrible. I regret that immediately.
It's true. You gotta cut things.
You gotta cut things. Inanimate things that don't cost other people money. Cut safe things, people. Get into crafts. So, it is a cool waypoint in the game that's kind of, in my mind, it's sort of the end of the beginning of the game. You complete this Diglett Cave circle, you've got cut. Things open up. Now the next places you go, there's a couple of directions. The next place you go, you've got some choices. And
You're right. I feel like you're right. I've never thought about that before, but that makes sense to me. That is the end of the beginning. I see that. I hadn't thought about that until now, but you're right.
T-
Wow.
yeah.
Good job of the first poignant point of the week. That's
It took 2 episodes today, and I finally
yeah.
got an important point across that
But
wasn't
that's
me
what it feels like. You're
panic.
right.
That's what I feel like. Every word that comes out of your mouth, Jesse, is just an enlightening gem. That's what I feel like all the time when I talk to you.
Is it? He says, sipping another drink.
It's not at all, but thanks for playing along for a second. The so in the game, there's not too much more that we didn't talk about last week already. To the east, there's lots of tough trainers in the Diglett Cave. This is a great place to start grinding, start getting better. You have access to a lot of Pokemon now. If you don't like the games at this point, you're probably never going to like any Pokemon game ever.
I
Like, this is
mean,
commitment time. You know, it doesn't.
Saint Anne is the Saint Anne or the SS Anne if you're on the game is brutal.
Oh, that's
Like
right. It is the
it
SSA.
actually is not. I actually thought about this a couple months ago when I originally watched this episode for the first time in years, and while I was playing Let's Go, Let's Go Eevee, and then I went back and played it on Leaf Green, and I thought to myself, wow, this is actually the trip. It's quite hard in the original game to get through the SSAN. It's difficult.
I have to leave a couple times most of the time to go to the Pokemon Center.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
it's hard.
don't go talk to the captain and don't beat all the criteria, whatever that is. I forget what all the actual movement criteria are before you're ready, because if that captain teaches you cut and then you leave the boat and then the boat leaves, if you've done everything or searched every damn trash can or not. And as a kid, I had to learn that the hard way, and I panicked, so I reset and I did it all again, only to find that, Sean, I'm stupid. I did do everything I wanted to, but I was
Also,
so
you
worried.
have the struggle of you need to be ready to go see the captain because who's going to come out of the captain's quarters as soon as you get there?
That little
Your
son of a
rival.
bitch.
So you need to be prepared.
What
to
was
actually
Neil's
have
name for him? It had me cracking up. Her butt face. Your rival butt face.
Your rival butt face.
I used to call it when I was really little, and I did it not this time of playing, but like the last time I played, I called him Jerkosaurus because it's funny to hear somebody call somebody a Jerkosaurus.
Now when I play, I call my rival my boyfriend's name. Because
Everything okay over there, man? You good?
it's nice to beat him around.
You ass. All right, let's talk about the manga.
Unfortunately, last week was all we had to talk about.
Oh, God.
The SS Anne. All it is that it's a Pokemon smuggling operation. It's not even a cruise ship in the manga. It's just a Pokemon smuggling operation that Lieutenant Surge is in charge of. And as we talked about last week, Red kicks his ass with his Poliwrath, and that's it. That's it. There's not much to the SS Anne beyond that. I do kind of enjoy that both the anime and the manga like link these two episodes together so tightly. Like there's like both of them are connected intimately. I mean, in the manga, it's not as convoluted as the game because the anime obviously doesn't connect them at all. You beat Lieutenant Surge, you go straight to the SS Anne, and you go out, to survive a terrible storm.
Mm-hmm.
But in the game, they're so like intimately connected that you don't leave Vermilion City without doing both of those things because you have to if you're gonna get the Thunder Badge as well as the Thunder Badge, right?
Makes sense.
Is it the Thunder Badge?
I don't know. That's your area. Yeah, sure. It's the Thunder Badge.
I think it's Thunder Badge.
I'm not Neil. I don't know.
I think it's the Thunder. You can't.
I think you're right.
Thunder Badge until you learn Cut, because that tree's blocking the way.
There's a tree in the middle of a city. There is a tree that's blocking a road, and everybody apparently just like,
why not?
Fuck it. We don't want to cut the tree down. That'd be rude.
Everyone else who must get in there must cut it down, and the tree grows back. Or that bitch from the Pokemon from the gym is planting it over and over again.
It's just to piss people off. Like, no, I'm only fighting people.
The one who yells at you, "Hey, champ, you have to learn Cut before you can get in here." and he just, as soon as you cut it, he goes into his office and pulls another sapling out and goes out there and just plants
Ha
it.
bitch! And then
Ah,
as soon as you go in a door and you're gone for a second. So I've been thinking about this since last episode, and we were talking about VHSs. They had 3 a pop. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we had 13, 14, 15. We both talked about this. That means, Jesse, that at the end of this episode, we didn't know what the fuck happened to these people. They were sinking, and then the VHS ended, and then we were like,
no, I don't think that's right, because I feel like the VHS I had with this episode was, I feel like it was 13. No, I feel like the VHS I had was 14, 15, and 16.
but that's not a multiple of 3, and now my brain hurts.
I know, but I feel like that's because
The 2 I remember more. Like, I don't, whatever the third one is, I don't remember
15,
it for sure,
16,
but I remember.
17. That's what I meant. 15, 16, 17. I feel like a VHS that had those 3.
But then it would still be off by 1. Which VHS got screwed? Now I'm curious.
The first one, I think the first one
just had like 1 and 2 or something
pilot.
like that. Yeah. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Because I feel like pretty certain that I had 2 VHSs that I wore out, and one of them was the Saint Anne arc, which is Battle Aboard the Saint Anne, Pokemon Shipwreck, Island of the Giant Pokemon.
Ironically, not tying in with Vermilion City at all.
And then I think I had 18, 19, and 20, which is Beauty and the Beach, Tentacool and Tentacruel, and Ghost of Maiden's Peak.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty excited to talk about Ghost of Maiden's Peak.
I definitely had VHS that had Ghost of Maiden's Peak. I definitely have that.
I'm super excited to talk about that one when the time comes.
And I remember at least watching. See, I don't remember episode 15 really well, but I remember 16 and 17. What I'm actually kind of thinking is somehow maybe I had a VHS that had 16, 17, and 20 because those are the ones I remember the most, but that makes no sense. But...
Is 18 the band episode with the Jesse boobs? James boobs, sorry.
I think so.
Maybe it was. That'd be funny. Anyways, long story short, we have some childhood nostalgia VHSs that we got to go dig up. Answer this question.
I would give anything to still have that.
I think that my mom totally moved all of our VHSs over to DVDs. Like, she got one of those, that had the VHS and the DVD, so she could like put in the DVD and VHS and record it over. And then she probably donated them because that's the kind of person she is.
Hold on. We have the power of the internet at our fingertips.
No, Jesse, this show doesn't use the internet.
It does.
We live in 1998 again, and that's how we're immersing ourselves.
I'm gonna figure this out.
Okay.
Bo has it.
I'm gonna rock in my chair.
Here it is. Okay. So this is very important to all of us who were children.
It's important as hell to me.
At one time. I've never been a child, so I can't promise this. But see, this doesn't make okay. Oh, how bizarre. So interesting. So just like I said,
naturally, right when we're getting to something that I really want to hear, the internet connection is shitty, and you're just freezing, and it's pissing me off.
I just mentioned that I don't remember the Battle of Saint Well, right? That was released.
Naturally freezing and pissing me
off. The VHS that was released was Seaside Pikachu, and it was Pokemon Shipwreck, Island of the Pokemon, and Tentacool and Tentacruel. So that means it skipped the boobs episode of James, which makes sense.
I don't remember the boobs episode very. Like, I couldn't tell you where it actually falls.
Yes. Okay. So I had the Seaside Pikachu, and they had Psychic Surprise, and Abba and a Psychic Showdown. Those are 2 I had. for sure.
I feel like I had Lieutenant
think I
Surge and
also
Saint Anne on the
had
same one.
the Mystery of Mountain Moon, which
Huh.
is challenge of
So Jesse, I don't know what it's like on your end, but on our end,
Samurai.
your video and speech is really freezing up. It's very bad, but that's okay. I would say that we are done saying what we need to say. You're freezing up and
You
it's
might
slowing down
have.
stuff really bad.
There's
It's a little
one
crazy.
called Thundershock with Mr. Lighthouse.
So I'm gonna go ahead and mute your audio before it causes greater confusion because it's crazy. Oh, there you are.
No, don't be me.
Oh, there you're back live again. I can hear you.
Don't kill me.
I
Don't mute.
I want you to know that we heard almost nothing that you said over the past 2 minutes.
That's okay. It doesn't matter. Well, sorry.
It skipped. It's no need to apologize. I blame Zoom because the 2020.
Anyway, we were discussing VHSs. I too. It doesn't matter.
Long story short, we had some VHSs and we have some nostalgia for those, especially Lieutenant Surge and Saint Anne in various VHS forms. And
so let's say let's talk about very briefly some housekeeping.
please,
Saturday, so we'll continue to dive. Get it? Dive, as our characters are underwater. We'll dive into the ocean as we check on our heroes, as we find out are they dead, are they alive, are they
in
drowning?
the scariest damn episodes of all time.
Indeed, it is actually fucking terrifying.
Horrifying, yeah, absolutely. And their solution is outrageous.
I am behooved, behoven to tell you that we will have 2 more regular episodes in December, content-wise, and then Sean and I are proud to please and delight you with a PokéMalarkey Christmas special, a series of 2, and it will be delightful.
Which means we're gonna get jacked up and just talk about random shit related to Christmas.
I'm ready to talk about snow and ice Pokemon because that's what Christmas means to me. Delibird here, Delibird there. I'm ready.
To hell with those cold-hearted bitches.
If Star Wars can have a Christmas special, god damn it, so can we.
And our special is going to be way more useful and interesting than that Star Wars special by far. I'll be damned. You cut out again. Oh, wait, there you are.
Bitch, my internet.
I don't blame your internet. I'm blaming Zoom.
Of exciting guests in the next couple of weeks. I don't want to spoil anything, and because I haven't fully committed, apparently. But we will have some exciting guests, or you'll just have to put up with us again, which this is what you signed up for. So it's on you.
I literally love putting up with us.
I love us. I think
I mean that from the bottom of my cold, dead heart.
You'll get 2 more Pokemon regular content episodes. We'll do 2 weeks of Christmas specials, which Sean and I are going to have so much fun with. And then holidays, which we all, hope it'll be great for all of you. And then we'll be back in the new year. But because this is the last episode we'll have, this will be right after Thanksgiving. So to Americans out there, hope you have a lovely, happy-filled Thanksgiving full of all snacks and treats. Be safe. Do it on your own as much as possible. But thank you for listening. And again, before I let Sean close us out, please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. View us if you have the chance. We love doing this for you. Sean and I definitely have way too much fun. But we appreciate it and love to have you listen. So thanks a whole bunch.
I basically presume that nobody else in the world listens, and this is just my excuse to drink beer and talk to Jesse and watch Pokemon. And that makes my heart happy.
That's all I need.
It's basically the only form of entertainment that I actually need in my life is talking about cartoons with people I enjoy so thoroughly. I'm out. Do what Jesse said. Follow us. PokéMalarkey. It's spelled the same everywhere. Be safe at Thanksgiving. We love you guys. Take care.
Peace.